everybody, so today I'm going to show you how to put together the 5x7 shutter blind die set. So this is my latest die set. Now, because of the Christmas stamps all selling out, I wanted to show you it using a different stamp set. So I've taken the Hit the Road stamp set and the Modern Sentiments. This was part of my pop-up collection, and like I always try to do is make sure that some of the past collections will mix and work with the newer collections and mechanisms and so on. So I've come up with a really nice car themed, like you've just passed your driving test theme, but like I said, you can use any theme on these. If you've watched the launch, you would have seen all the Christmas cards that were made using these. So I've gone ahead and cut all of the pieces, and I'll just talk you through what you need. So this is a 300 GSM smooth cardstock. I'd recommend a smooth cardstock. You don't want anything that's got a grain to it, like the linen texture, hammered cardstock, things like that. It just might stop the mechanism moving as smoothly as it should do. So I've die cut the main big one here, and this will have your score lines on the side and then your slots, and that will work with this piece here. Okay, so I've die cut those two, and then I've die cut this one here, which is your frame or your mat layer. So this might be cut using pattern paper. You want to die cut that one and make sure that the thicker edge is at the top. So I've already stamped this, and I've just taken the little P here, which means you've just passed your driving test, and I've just stamped it in green, and then I've just used a green pencil just to darken some of the letter there, and I've just added a bit of ink to it as well. I just thought I'd create my own paper. The pad that was launched with that paper pad is this one, and it's a 6x6 size, and you've got the car related one there, but it's obviously too small. So just to show you, a fun way to make your own papers there. Then you want to cut yourself your shutters. So you want to cut one with the smaller one here, and then 3 with the thicker one. Okay, now I've already gone ahead and heat embossed on this one here, and I've used the sentiment quick get off the road they've passed, and it's this one here, and I just thought it looked really nice with the white embossing. And then you want to cut yourself this T-shape one here, and then the same T-shape, but this one's got the slots cut into it. You can see that one there, and then this one here. So I've gone for the same green that matches, and what I'm going to do is stamp the word pull on here, and you can get that from my Push Me Pull You stamp set. This is the Action stamp set, and it's got the pull here, so I'm going to stamp that in a moment and heat emboss that. If you've got a piece of wax, maybe you've got some of your anti-static powder, even one of your little glue erasers, but I find the wax is the best. If you imagine wax in your car, and when you buff it off, it goes nice and shiny and smooth, it does the same with the cardstock. Any part that's going to be sliding in and out, so basically these pieces and the shutters here, I just got my wax and just go around all of the edges there and just rub it over it. If you get any wax stuck there or falling off, just grab a piece of paper towel and just buff it off. And it's by buffing it off that you're going to make it smooth. Now, I made some of the samples without doing this, and then when I did do it, I noticed a big difference, and I got a really nice smooth movement with the mechanism. So just a little tip there, you want to do that first. So you want to make sure you've got the thicker edge at the bottom. That one's going to slide in, and you're going to go over the top of these pieces. So with this hand, I'm pulling this one down and pushing that one down, and then this is kind of sliding over the two. Takes a bit of practice, but once you've done it, you see how quickly that all slides in. Then you want to stick this in place. So I'm just grabbing my glue here, and just make sure that it is, because you can push it, see, right over to one side and you've got a gap. Just get it so that it's the same, and then butt it right down like so. I'm then going to just lift up the edge here and just run my glue underneath. Now, what I like to do with this piece, and I again do this in all of my videos if there's score lines, I always go over the score lines again. I've already done it on this, but just to show you, just pop it in and line up the score line with a track and just go over that like so. Then I'm going to stick down my pattern paper. I think it's always handy to stick this down, and that way you know that you're going to be stamping everything the right way up. So this is the thicker edge. It will fit perfectly in this section here. You'll see you get a nice little border here and here. This section is much thicker. Okay, so if I was to put it down there, you just wouldn't get a nice gap, and this wouldn't line up properly. So get that down first, and then you want this section will be the same as all these slats. So you've got those 4 sections. Okay, so now I want to stamp directly onto this part here, and I'm going to stamp the car, and then I'm going to have beep beep either side. I've already gone ahead and stamped all of the other icons, and I'm going to use those to decorate at the end. So I'll just sit this in here. Stamping platform is going to be the best thing, I would say, for this, because you might need to go in and stamp it a couple of times. So the car's going to fit quite nicely in this space. So you just want to bring it up more towards the top, but not over that section there, because your bottom section, your tab, is going to come down, well, the shutter is going to come down and have a little white border there as well. So just make sure you don't go down past that. So I think that one, and then I'm hoping the beep beep, yeah, I'll do that afterwards, but it should just fit in there. Let's get this one stamped first. And where it just overlaps, you just find you have to put a little bit more pressure, but it should all stamp okay. There we go. I'm going to go over that one more time. Okay, and then I just want to stamp the beep beep. Might have to cut this. I always say this, cut your stamps. There's no harm in cutting them, and then that way, there we go, I can have beep beep across like so. Okay, pleased with that. So now I'm going to get that all coloured in. Okay, so I've coloured that all in, and then you just want to fold and burnish your side score lines there. Okay, I've also got my 5x7 card blank that's going to be stuck on. So next you want to take all of your panels here. I've embossed the pull, and I've just put a little curve in the edges there, so that when they are on top of each other there, you can see you get that nice effect. So you want to start with the bottom one of the large ones here, and you're going to pop that through there, and then with a little bit of glue you're going to pop it on the top of that tab and then push it down so it sticks against the back there. Make sure it's straight. So if you've got a grid like I have here, just kind of line it up with a line, and then just make sure it's straight. You want to make sure it's parallel with this piece here as well, because you can see if I just move that, it's quite easy. You can see it kind of rocks. It's quite easy to pop it in on a slight angle. So I'm just going to use my grid here to just make sure that's where it needs to be, like so. Then take the next bigger one. The smallest one goes last. And you're going to pop that in the next slot and just repeat that process again. And now you want to start making sure that the sides are parallel here as well. And then this one, which I've already got my sentiment on. Now with these two, because the slots are close together, it's best if you put them both in this, like together. So I'm going to pop the glue on this one, but before I stick it down, I'm going to pop this one in. And then pop a bit of glue on top of that one. And then you can stick those both down at the same time. Okay, then with this one, you're going to stick it on the back. So you know you're just going to hide all of these pieces, and you're going to strengthen it as well by adding that extra layer. This is the construction glue, so when this dries hard, it dries really firm, which makes it great glue for, you know, kinetic cards. So just give that all a minute to dry. Okay, so once that's dry, what we need to do now is you've got your 4 slots here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and you've got your 4 panels. Start with the bottom one and just slide that in. And as you do that one, you kind of need to do the next one as well. So when you get one in, so the bottom one's just in there, I'm just now looking at the second one. You can see that started to come through. And then you just need to kind of bend it back and clip them in. Takes a little bit of practice, but before you know it, there we go, they will all go through. Once they've gone through like that, flip it over and then just start to slowly kind of angle it back until they all slide in, like so. Like I said, it takes a little bit of practice. And if you don't like that there's, you know, more of the white showing, like you can see it obviously under there, then when you stick the tabs in, just bring them down slightly. So don't push them so far up. You can have them down a little bit. It just means that when you pull it up, they're going to take a little bit longer to obviously disappear. But you want to bring it up now until they're just out of shot. So I can just see the green on that middle one there. So flip it over, and then you're going to take one of your little stoppers here, pop a little bit of glue at each end, and you're going to pop that right in this section here and just butt it right up. Make sure no glue goes underneath here. You don't want any glue on your tabs there. And just keep moving it up and down, you know, just to make sure that nothing's sticking. And then I'm going to take these ones here, which are just cut using some of the foam, and they're just going to act as little tracks. And I'm going to stick these along the side. So you don't want them touching the panels, but you want them as close as you can get it. And again with this side, like so. And I'm going to take the backing off of those. And then I've just added my glue along these two tabs here. And then stick that down. You should have a nice equal border. Make sure you stick the foam down as well. Just give that a second to dry. Okay, and now we can decorate. So with any of the decoration, you want to make sure that it's lifted up on foam so it doesn't interfere with the mechanism. So I'm just gonna, I might not use all of these. You've got your fairy dice, they would look quite good, I think, coming out of the corner there. So I'll have those ones up there. And there's the finished card. I'm going to need a bigger envelope because I've gone right over with these ones here, but I think they look really cool. And I've just added accent glaze to the tops and on the lights there. Quick, get off the road, they've passed. And then when they pull the tab, you've got the car there. Beep, beep. Looks so cool. And then that all slides back down again. So there you have it. So that's how you put together the 5x7 shutter blind die set. Like I said, the product that I've used will be linked in the description box below. And if you head to the Facebook page that's also linked, you'll be able to see all the other inspiration with the 5x7 and also the 6x6 as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll be back again very soon. Take care. Bye.